So much fun. We'll do it again. How about that?
A duo so nice we have to do it twice.
That's enough for me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You just had to get yours. All right, Q&A time. Information on how to get your questions answered by us here on the Off the Ropes Central channel is in the description box below. At Peter Jacobs 93 tweeted this to us: if Kofi was white, would he be an IWC favorite? Doesn't a lot of the internet community actually like Kofi?
I would think so.
I think the question should be, if Kofi was Caucasian, would he be a WWE favorite?
I don't know if Kofi Kingston was on ROH. Yes.
I'll stand by, if Kofi was white, would he be a WWE favorite? The answer would be, oh, hell yes.
If Kofi was on ROH, he would be an IWC favorite without a doubt.
Fair enough. At Nebek Sid, do you guys watch WWE DVDs? And if so, what's your favorite?
Hell yeah.
Like what? What's what?
Well, I was saying, hell yeah, we watch WWE DVDs. Not the straight to DVD movies, but the retrospective.
How many WWE studio movies have you watched?
0. Well, okay. Does the Condemned count?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1.
I won't condemn you for watching The Condemned.
Thank you.
Because Santino Marella almost made it cool to watch it, just so that way him and Maria could get sprayed by Austin with the beer truck. Unless you're counting like the Scorpion King or something.
I didn't even see that.
Anything after that that's affiliated with WWE, gooses. No siree.
But as far as DVDs and anthologies and stuff, absolutely. I watch probably 1 WrestleMania a month, just in passing, just because I like it. I mean,
What was the last one you bought? Was it Attitude Era DVD?
I bought the Best of Attitude not too long ago.
I don't really buy that many of the DVDs. I know you really like Brett versus Shawn, that rivalry one as well. I think to answer your question, my favorite of all time, no, I have not seen the CM Punk one, so that's not it. Rise and Fall of ECW is still probably my favorite WWE DVD release of all time. At Anything Goes Show WWE, this is going to be a funny question. Should Joe Flacco get a huge contract after he threw 11 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the postseason and won a Super Bowl? Is he elite?
He'll get a big contract. Is he elite? I'm going to say no right now. Is he good? Absolutely. Is he great?
Actually, I will put it this way. If he's not elite, he will be by the end of next season. Biggest thing that holds him back from being elite is he has 0 4,000-yard passing seasons. But this is a measure of, Joe Montana in his time didn't put up the pure best passing numbers, but it's his playoff and big game performance, fourth quarter comebacks that put him over the top, that made him the gold standard, made him elite. So it's a very subjective thing.
Maybe if he has 2 eyebrows, I might consider it.
Even though you're a Santino fan, you're very anti-unibrow.
Even Santino has days where he has 2.
He was going to get paid, though. I bet Baltimore feels real fucking stupid now about not re-signing him after last offseason. Duh! That Mr. Guy Man, bro. Jerry Lawler is the shits and needs to get off TV. Even if you don't agree, besides JBL, who should take his spot?
Besides JBL?
JBL would take his spot just fine. Road Dogg, maybe?
Yes, Road Dogg. Not Booker T. Never.
Triple H? Vince did commentary.
I'd say Puppet H.
If we got Puppet H, that'd be an entirely different story. Yes, I would even replace Lawler, put Josh Matthews there, whatever. Yes.
Josh Matthews and Road Dogg have a good chemistry.
If Road Dogg was perfect, yes. Let's see. Your next question comes from Ultimate Musician. Easy for me to say.
Ultimate Music Ian.
Yeah, it could be Ultimate Music Ian. We don't know. We'll go with Ultimate Musician. Do you think UFC is popular solely because they do not break kayfabe?
No, not solely. I would.
Do they really kayfabe though? If it's shoot fighting, if it's real fighting, I don't think that's.
Well,
a good premise
like the people saying, "Oh, I hate you," and you're just a pussy with a belt, and blah blah blah. All
Yeah,
that
but if it's
BS.
true, it's not really kayfabe.
And, you know, Dana White's just really trying to be Vince McMahon anyway.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of reasons for UFC's popularity. If they're not careful, they will fall the wayside of boxing because they'll get too big, they'll get too full of themselves, they'll start making stupid mistakes. They're good now, and they may be good for a period of time. They just have to be careful. There are a lot of reasons for its success, though, in part because of the failures of the wrestling business to appeal to adult fans over the past decade. At Hardcore Glen X, what is WWE going to do with Cody Rhodes? It seems they don't have any plans for him right now. Will he be a world champion?
Will he be a world champion? No. Maybe on SmackDown.
Well, it's still technically.
It's still technically, but I don't think he'll ever hold the WWE belt.
What are they going to do with him?
Dusty never held the belt.
Dusty never held any.
Goldust never held much of anything.
Except the IC title and the tag title.
Yeah, much of anything.
Back when those belts mattered still.
No, it didn't. Goldust IC belt never mattered anything.
Shit. As far as what they're going to do with Cody Rhodes, he would seem to be the type of performer that would be perfectly suited to win a Money in the Bank match at some point down the road. That way he can carry the strap or carry the briefcase, lose a bunch of matches, and then cash in.
Mustache similarities aside, I think he fits the Ravishing Rick Rude role very well. Being that guy that dances with the champion very well.
Mm-hmm. And at some point, maybe you can give him a short title reign. He's a really good talent, though. Really improved. If you'd have looked at Cody Rhodes 5 years ago and said this is what he was going to become, man, you'd have won a lot of bets. NUFC Muzzy. Who did you want to win at WrestleMania 18, Hogan or Rock? And why do you think the crowd was so for Hogan and not Rock?
Okay, Hogan is Hogan, and that's why I wanted him to win, and that's why the fans wanted him to win. To see him in the ring at one more time, beat The Rock, who was hotter than anything at that point. And, you know, you get to the fact you see Hogan. You get, you know, he's come back. He's taking on The Rock. Yeah, who wouldn't want to in our age range? I could see little kids saying, no, who's this old fucker? And doing a leg drop to win. I don't know.
It's about history. And, you know, he's a Brett fan. Yeah. So he's automatically inclined not to like Hogan as much. But Tony is smart enough to understand, too, that, unlike a lot of the Hogan haters, is that there is something about Hogan. And you see this with other great talents of different sports, that they have that intangible, that real it factor that you can't even quantify. But there's something that happens when they're on that nobody can touch him. And Hogan said it because he's full of his own BS, but in this case he's right. The Rock was as hot as anybody's ever been at that time in 2002. And Hogan, without even having to do much, just a couple of flexes and one hulking up, got an entire crowd of Canadians who you would think would side with The Rock to turn on him and, you know, get behind Hogan. Nostalgia is many things, but it's Hogan. And because it was Hogan, that's why they cheered for him. At boring_life96, if Michael Jordan and Hulk Hogan were both hanging off a cliff and there was only one to save, who would you save?
I'm not even. I can feel this question. I'll take Hulk Hogan.
Okay, so you took Hogan, I'll take Michael Jordan, and we both saved their lives. At GA_Corded. Hey guys, love the show. When do you think Undertaker should go into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Last year.
Because you think that should have been
2
his
years
last
ago.
match?
I don't fucking care. If he goes in with Savage, I'm set. I don't care when.
Whatever year he decides he wants to stop wrestling, he should get the same honor that Ric Flair did, which would be to go in while he's still active. He deserved that for his 20-plus years of service to WWE. WrestleMania 30? Whenever he stops. At APizzle90, Schleg Daddy, do you think the Bears should sign Jake Long, or is he too risky with all of his previous injuries?
No, I'm getting ready for this.
Jake Long? Depends on how much. They might not have to pay him as much as people might anticipate from a former #1 overall pick. I hope the Miami Dolphins and other teams around the league clearly learned a valuable lesson from that 2008 draft. They could have just taken Matt Ryan #1 overall. But they took Jake Long. They said, we're going to play it safe and we're going to take the offensive tackles. So that way 4 years later, we still got to take a quarterback in Tannehill. course, the Bears give up 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and an NFL former starting quarterback in Kyle Orton to get a piece of crap in Jay Cutler. As a result, should they sign Jake Long? Is he an offensive lineman? Yes. Their offensive line is full of shit.
I still think he goes to the Cardinals.
That's possible, too. He could go to the Cardinals. He could go to the Chiefs. He could fucking go to San Diego. He's got all types of places he could go.
But the thing is,
it's a deep class.
Yeah, deep class of free agents, and there are some very good ones in the draft.
Some. It's not as deep of a tackle class as it's been in recent years, but there are a few guys there, and the Bears may be looking there. That way they can find their next Chris Williams. Brandon Albert's on the board. Let's take Chris Williams because I'm Jerry Angelo and I'm a dipshit. Fucking idiot. At Justin Godfrey 4. Well, you'd love getting me all worked up over Bears drafts, don't you? What is your favorite pay-per-view ever? We already answered this in the previous Q&A. If you didn't watch that one, go back and watch it.
I'm going to have to get on our editing team for that question.
Well, they did ask it, so I said, they asked it. They should get credit. WrestleMania 3 is my favorite. There you go. At I am Joe Dub. Any athletes in other sports that you think would make great wrestlers? Clay Matthews. I always thought Robert Gallery had that look.
Oh, yeah. Because he sucks at the offensive guard, left tackle, anything in football.
Ray Lewis because he kills people. You want to get into a cage match with Ray Lewis? Try and stretch him. See what happens.
Steve McMichael.
Kevin Green.
Jose Canseco.
Ken Norton Jr. Who else? Oh, Chris Spielman.
William Refrigerator Perry.
He should have won that fucking battle royal. That was bullshit.
Bruce Smith.
Reggie White. Everybody's contributing. Athletes in other sports. A guy like a Terrell Owens or a Chad Ochocinco would seem to be a custom-made heel in terms of their mouthpiece work. I don't know if they'd be big enough to really be taken seriously as a wrestler. Maybe, maybe not. They could be a high flyer, perhaps. Anybody else?
Let's see. Hockey players wouldn't know what to do because they don't have skates on. Soccer players are, 4 foot.
Alex Rodriguez would fit right into the steroids environment.
And the Hulk Hogan Club with having bad hips.
And the Barry Lamar Bonds.
Nope. Next question.
Look at me. I put on 40 pounds of lean muscle mass after age 35. My head grew 3 times the size, but I didn't do steroids. Promises.
All-time leading home run hitter.
That's right. Henry Aaron. At Rex Brown 85, do you think Chyna will be in the Hall of Fame, whether by herself or with DX? Now, that's a great question. And why not?
Too many outside, the company outside wrestling no-nos.
I think she has the ultimate no-no. She used to get doinked by Triple H, and apparently he liked to put it in her butt, and now that he's married to Stephanie, that might not go over so well.
Very rational point there.
So you've got inside the WWE factors, outside factors.
Both results are sexually based.
Whether
or not she has a penis, I don't know.
It's something. They both revolve around backdoor-related items. Would it be a shame that if DX was inducted, if she didn't go in? Yes, because she was a very integral player in DX, no matter how much the WWE tries to minimize her. She's kind of getting... She kind of gets like the female version of Bruno treatment in terms of she did contribute to the company, but they do everything they can to minimize her.
I think they'll bypass that by putting the Click in at some point.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got to look at Triple H is going to go in as a singles wrestler, the Click, DX, Evolution, as the COO, as the president.
Eventually, yes.
All 3 of his matches with Taker. That's going to be one series of matches is going in. Every venue that he ever main evented. I mean, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of opportunities for Triple H to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Suck on that, Ric Flair!
Terrorizing.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who else can match that? You know what Ric Flair's saying right now? Gah, gah, gah! You know why? Because Triple H is the real wrestling god. God be praised. You want to do another one? No?
No.
Bye. Remember, submit your questions to us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle, @OffTheRopeShow. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Call Metal D.